Ryan, tell me about yourself. Where were you born and raised?
Tacoma, Washington. I was raised in till I was 10 in Tacoma, and then I moved out to Seattle, Shoreline.
And tell me about who raised you.
My mom and my stepdad.
Any siblings in there?
I got 3 sisters.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell me about home life. What was that like?
Kind of rough. I lived in a trailer park growing up in Shoreline. My mom didn't work. I'm only my stepfather. A lot of no money, you know. We were really going to food banks, and my mom depending on welfare the whole time. So.
In that area, you had 3 sisters, so 4 of you in the home.
Yeah.
What did you guys do for fun growing up?
Me personally, I was a big gamer. I like to play video games, like Grand Theft Auto and Mario Brothers. Major Nintendo player.
For like hours and hours?
Hours, all day. Didn't even do my homework.
You went to school up there in Shoreline?
Yeah, I went to Shorewood High School, Einstein Middle School, Echo Lake Elementary.
Yeah. And then you graduated from Shoreline?
No, I graduated actually when I was in prison. I got my GED.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I dropped out of high school when I was in 10th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
How come?
I'm too hyper. I have ADHD, ADD. I didn't really get along. They put me in a special ed class. I didn't like that. I felt like I was left out,
Yeah.
I didn't get the opportunity to have any friends. I was only in a class with 6 people.
Yeah.
All day, so.
Yeah. So you're like.
Yeah, it wasn't my thing. It was, I felt different, like they were treating me differently than other kids.
Yeah.
So.
And so what'd you do? In 10th grade, what are you, 15, around there?
I was like almost 16, I think, and I just dropped out and stayed home.
Stayed home. Yeah.
I didn't do nothing. I stayed home and hung out. I had a girlfriend. I got my first baby was born when I was 17. So
yeah.
I took that route.
Yeah.
I got 5 kids right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's get there.
Yeah.
Let's see. So what's happening in your 20s?
A lot of drugs. I used a lot of drugs. I worked so from 21 to 25 or 26, I was doing good. Actually, I stayed with my baby's mom. I worked. I managed a Subway in Shoreline for about 2.5 years, and then after that, I worked at Frank Lumber, the door store in Shoreline, and I became the operation leader there in the yard. I worked there for about 2.5, 3 years, and then after that, I moved over to Dunn Lumber for about 6 months, and then just everything went down to the drain. Me and my baby's mom broke up. I started using drugs, in and out of jail quite often, in and out of prison quite often. Yeah.
Were you in and out because of drug-related stuff?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Nothing else. No violence, just, no violence, just theft, like stealing cars, a lot of theft of motor vehicles and identity thefts. Just all drug stuff.
When that relationship ended and things started spiraling, like you said,
majorly,
you're like, you were coping with all that stuff.
Yeah, major. It was hard.
And I guess the question is too, like, were drugs a part of your life before that?
No. Not so well.
Real quick too, there's legal drugs,
illegal
drugs.
So I never done marijuana. I never smoked. I never was a fan of marijuana, but I guess you could say I used meth when I was 17, 18.
Like you tried it, dabbled,
for about a couple months, and then I was able to quit it.
Gotcha.
And then I stopped until I was about 23, 24, something like that. And it's just been, when I'm not in jail or in prison, I'm using drugs. Well, I'll be clean for, like when I get out, I'll stay clean for as long as I can, sometimes a month, 6 months, but usually it's not too long.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha. And so you said you have 5 kids.
Yeah.
And with that same
I just had a baby, actually. My daughter's 8 months old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
With the same person, not with the same
person?
No,
I have 2 kids' moms.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Let's talk about when you get out of jail or prison. Do they set you up?
No.
Tell me what happened.
That's why I think I failed so much, is because they usually, when I got out of jail, they don't do nothing for you in jail. when I got out of prison, they usually kick you to the door and say, "Here's $40, go have fun."
$40.
They give you $40 gate money, and then that's it. You know, they don't give you housing. Sometimes if you get lucky, if you're on DOC, you can get like a housing voucher, you know, and then get in one of their housings. But I've never had to do that. So I've gotten kicked to the curb with nothing, you know.
Are you just go to the streets?
Huh?
You just go to the streets?
Yeah, that's all I have. I mean, I have nowhere else to go. I don't have any. I have my mom still, my stepdad, but I can't live there. You know, me and my stepdad don't get along.
And what about your sisters?
They all have their own families and stuff.
Yeah, gotcha.
So.
Yeah, so you don't have really anybody.
I have no one out here to. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, let's talk about your current situation. How long you been out here, Ryan?
I got out of jail in September, and I've been here since.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, let's see. It's December. It's the 16th today. So yeah, a couple of months ago.
I got out exactly 2 months ago.
Oh, there you go.
September 16th.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And where are you staying?
We're everywhere. Motel. Right now I'm in a motel. I just got it yesterday. But my friends' tents. I don't even have a tent. I just wherever I can really. I try to be inside because of my dog. You know. So it's cold. It's been freezing outside.
Yeah,
it's
real
been
cold.
freezing.
Yeah. Ryan, a question I like to ask: is there anything that you'd want the people of Seattle to know?
Not all homeless people are bad. That we all have our own story behind us, and we're all trying to do something. You know, not everyone's trying to hurt somebody out here. A lot of us are just trying to survive.
Yeah.
You know, so at least that's my story.
Yeah. No, they're all different.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's part of the reason that I do this is because everybody's story is different.
Everybody's story is different. Yeah, but a lot of them are in the same nature. A lot of them are not trying to hurt people, though. You know, a lot of people are just out here trying to survive.
Yeah, well, I mean, from my observation, I've talked to a lot of folks. A lot of folks are stuck.
Yeah, they're stuck in a lump, you know.
Yeah.
They get somewhere, they have a problem like a breakup or something, a loss of a job, anything, could a death, and then they just get stuck, you know. And they don't know how to get back to where they were.
Yeah, and I've heard it's pretty. I don't want to use the word easy, but it's maybe simpler.
No, it is very easy to get stuck in that pattern,
and
though.
to become unhoused,
Yeah.
but to crawl out of that's tough.
Once you become homeless, so maintaining a house is not as hard or an apartment is not as hard as it is to getting into one, because getting into an apartment you have to pay for the first month's, last month's deposit, and some people don't have the credit to do it. Some people don't have, they have evictions. So sometimes, like you said, once you get out of a place, it's very, very hard to get back into one. It's very hard. And I don't think like all these buildings that they're giving out, the harm reduction buildings, they don't really help people get clean. I think they promote drug use there. They give people drugs, paraphernalia and stuff, and that's not somewhere I'd want to live if I'm trying to straighten out my life, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I would appreciate the housing for sure, but I wouldn't want it, you know?
Yeah. I think the idea maybe is something like, here's a safe place to use.
Yeah.
And
that's a good thing.
And when you're ready, you got to make that decision, because we all have free
our
will.
own time. We all have our own clock, you know?
Autonomy.
Yep.
It's like we're free to make our decisions. So when people are ready, it's like.
Yeah, it's very hard, like you said. It's very hard to get when you get stuck there. But then it's way harder if it's right in front of your face, given to you.
Maybe so.
You know, I mean, for me it is.
Maybe for some people.
You know, I mean, if I'm around it every day and it's free and I know I can just walk downstairs and get the pipe to use it, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, I don't know if the drugs are free.
No. I'm talking about the paraphernalia.
Yes.
If I'm around it every day and I can just, walk downstairs and get a pipe, it's a lot easier.
I think of the idea again, something like it's clean.
Yeah, that I appreciate, you know.
So.
A lot of people got those infections in their body, and that's people losing a lot of my friends have lost their legs. A lot of my friends that I grew up with lost their leg already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's killed people are overdosing left and right. I probably lost 25 people in the last 2 years to overdose on drugs that I know. Yeah. Like close people that I grew up with, you know. It's sad.
Yeah. And does that scare you?
Yeah, I don't overdose. I've never overdosed. I don't. I choose not to do that route.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I don't know if anyone plans.
No, I understand that, but I mean, you also people. I control my usage. When I use, I control it a little bit. You know, I don't try to do above and beyond. You know.
Yeah. I mean, and you can. It's like there's so many drugs out there.
There is.
Substitute.
And you never know what
anything.
you're doing. You never know, like, you could be doing one thing that you think you're doing, but it's completely something different, you know?
Right, and that's, you know, another whole nother issue of like dirty drugs. You know, can there be clean drugs?
No, they're
like,
cutting drugs with other drugs
yeah,
now.
it's
Like they're cutting meth with fentanyl, you know? It's like,
dangerous.
I don't understand it.
Well, that's why I asked, aren't you afraid of
No, I'm definitely afraid of it. Yeah,
of,
definitely.
like,
Definitely. That's why, you know, like I said, I'm kind of crazy when I say I don't overdose, but you know, you can. I still can. Anytime could be the wrong, you know, it could be the wrong stuff, you know?
yeah.
And that's why I'm trying to get off this, like everything, you know, 100%. It's just hard, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I was doing really good on it, on Suboxone. Then all of a sudden my medical had given me some problems, and I went to go get my prescription, and they denied me my prescription, and I fought with them for like 2 weeks. Didn't use drugs. I was getting Suboxone on the streets as much as I could, you know? And then it just got hard, you know? I couldn't get it, and they wouldn't give my prescription, so I just relapsed.
Yeah. That's an interesting process. So you had a prescription.
First Suboxone.
They denied you.
They wouldn't give me my prescription because my medical had come to find out. Turns out my name was wrong in the system for DSHS, so they couldn't pull my medical up.
Right.
So it was hard.
Right. And so then you try to get on the street.
I got it what I could, but it was just expensive.
Right. And then you have really kind of, what are you going to do?
Yep.
Yeah. And then, that's, how do you quit?
Yeah, it's just hard, you know, like going through the withdrawals is like the hardest thing I've had to deal with, you know. It's like kind of feels like, you know, you got spiders or bugs crawling through your body, like, you know, it's just really irritable. It's irritating, you know, and it can be like almost to the point where it could be suicidal, you know, like you don't want to feel that no more, you know.
Yeah.
It's like if nothing can stop it, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine you're like, and there's this solution that I've been taking that cannot.
And then people want to fuck with you right when you know, at the wrong time, right when you're going through, you know what I mean? It makes things hard.
Yeah. I mean, and how do you do that out in the streets? It's like near impossible.
It is. It's very impossible. It's people don't know what we go through out here, you know. We go through a lot.
Yeah. Ryan, thanks for your time, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate your story.
Yeah,
Good to hear your voice.
Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna grab that little mic and take a couple pictures.